Steve was a great guy. He was a character. He had an amazing sense of humor. I'd say the strongest things in his life were his faith, his family, and his friends.
He really embraced everyone that he met throughout his life and really cared about his family and the way he treated them.
He was very loving and caring, and I really feel like everything he did, he was passionate about it. He did everything with passion, and it was very honest.
Everybody loved him. I mean, they really did.
Every day with him was like a new crazy adventure, story, memory.
We met at a friend's house in Virginia Beach. He was a SEAL, so he was physically fit. Just leave it at that. It kind of was love at first sight from there. Steve was one of those dads or husbands that was super involved with his kids and with his family. You know, football, basketball, softball, volleyball. He was there for every practice. He was there for every game. I mean, you just don't realize how much he did. I mean, for the kids, for the family. Yesterday, Morgan had a flat tire, and the first thing that comes to mind is that's something that Dad needs to fix or Dad needs to do. Christmas Eve, busy time, a lot of last minute things that needed to get done. He said that he wasn't feeling well. And I said, well, what's wrong? You know, there's a lot to get done around here, what's wrong? And he said that he felt sick to his stomach and he actually threw up. He said, well, you guys go on, get everything else you need for last minute stuff, get your groceries, do all that, and I'll help you out with stuff when you get back. So I said, okay. So we left, and normally I would have texted him throughout the day or called him while we were gone for a few hours, but there was no time for that. I mean, everything was closing at 6 o'clock, you know.
So we got back and she poured a glass of ginger ale and told me to go like run it up to him. And I was like, Dad, wake up. I was like, I brought you something. I shoved him over a little bit, and he wasn't waking up. So I started moving him more and more, and I remember opening his eyelids, and they were just blank.
I walked over and shook his shoulders, and then, you know, my little 12-year-old son is right next to me, and my 16-year-old is downstairs, and I'm trying to wake him up, and he wouldn't wake up, and then I kind of turned his face a little bit, and I could tell that he was already gone, and so John is starting to obviously panic, and he said, Mom, what's wrong? You're scaring me. What's wrong with Dad? And I mean, nobody should have to turn to their child and say, sweetie, I think Dad's dead. That was a really hard day. And it's still hard. I mean, you could see it's 3 years later, and there's not one day that goes by that we don't all think about him. And I remember even the next day, John came to me, a 12-year-old, comes to me and says, Mom, I'm gonna die in my 50s. Dad did, and his dad did. And it runs in the family, and so I am too. And I said, no, you're not. You know, you're gonna make better choices, you're gonna live a healthy lifestyle, you're gonna do what you need to do. And that's what he's doing now.
It's unreal to me to think that if my dad would have known or would have, you know, lived a healthier lifestyle or done this or done that, he could be with us right now today. Like, that doesn't, you can't never fully grasp the fact that you're never gonna see someone again. You know, not in this lifetime at least.
You know, eating healthy and exercising and all those things that everybody knows that you're supposed to do, I mean, they really do make a difference. Just if there's any family history, you need to pay attention to that. Steve knew what happened to his dad, but there's no way that he had any idea that he was that close to dying. He would not have put himself at risk and left us. He just wouldn't have done that. I mean, he loved his family too much. There's no way. My why is my husband, Steve Connor, and the memory of Steve Connor, and just what a great dad he was and what a great husband he was.